Hello everybody, this is CJ Wiley with more adventures off the road. I'll tell you what, I'm in Sanford, North Carolina at the Speakeasy, and man, we got people coming in from Virginia, Georgia, South Carolina. I got friends coming up, or a friend from Florida this weekend, and two friends from Louisiana, and man, it's just really cool. The key to this pool room, not only is it super nice with all the history and memorabilia, but the owner Jimmy has set a standard that used to be done back when I used to travel the roads. It's designed to be fair, and people know this, and if they're meant to learn a lesson, they will. He'll never interfere with a game. He doesn't even want to know what's going on. And that's the way it should be. Whoa, I'm on a track here. Look at this. I got to bring a mountain bike out here. I got to get a mountain bike. That's what I used to do. But you can see, this is a real cool trail. I walk it and run it, which is okay. I got my staff here to work out with. I'll do that several times a week. You can see my YouTube video that shows how to use it to stimulate your stroke and make it more powerful and precise within 2 to 3 weeks. These things cost less than $20. I mean, what could be better? But anyway, yesterday I was going to Jimmy's pool room, and he's not open on Mondays, so I wanted to call and make sure it was okay to come over. And he had just told me about a voicemail prank that he did that I'll talk about. I want to talk about it with him, though. It's his prank. But when I called him, he rang several times and it went to voicemail. Well, just instantaneously and spontaneously, I said, hello, is this Chang's massage part? I mean, spa. I'm not sure what you call it these days, but I'm actually calling to get a gift certificate for my friend Jimmy. And I don't know if you have them or not, but I'll give you a credit card number, and maybe we can just do it online, or if you got a physical location, I can come by. But I'd appreciate you calling me back as soon as you can. And I hung up. And I mean, the way I said it right then, I'm just trying to duplicate it best I can. But, I was like, my God, he might actually believe that. I mean, it was like real serious, and my tonality was like very, congruent. So about a minute later, phone rings. It's Jimmy. Jimmy's like, hey man, I think you called the wrong number. I listened to your message, and I just want to say that really I appreciate the gesture, but I'm too old for any reach around, son. I was like, so I hesitated because I thought he was messing with me, because you can't tell. I thought, he's going to bust out loud, but I could, he was as serious as I was, although I was the one joking. So, so I hesitated and I said, Jimmy, there isn't really a Chang's massage parlor around here, is there? I said, that was just the first Asian name that hit my mind. I think there's like 1 billion of them in the phone book over there when they used to have phone books. But, so he hesitated, and then he just busted out laughing. I was like, how do you like these voicemail pranks now? He said, man, I love them. And he just laughed. He says, that was awesome. And that's what I love so much about pool rooms back in the day. And they're still around, but it's all contingent on the owner. Man, if the owner isn't likable, I mean, Jimmy's main thing is, how difficult is it to just be nice to people? Man, all these different types of people, whether they're white, black, Mexican, or whatever, they come in, and man, he goes up and says, hey, how you doing? And they shake his hand, and they're just delighted to see him. And they go back and play pool. Never any problems. He said if there ever is a problem, he handles it right away. It's usually, you can tell by the tonality, the voice is raised, and you need to get in between them and calm them down, and you always have to tell them that if there's any more trouble, they both are going to have to leave. You never kick one out and not the other. I ran pool rooms for CJ's for 17 years, and Carson's, which wasn't a pool room, it was a major nightclub, but that one for 9 years. Both of them for 7 years. That's why I quit playing pool for 7 years and had to come back and kind of relearn the game, put the pieces back together, and that has made my teaching to the level of what my playing was at one time. My goal is just to be the best in the world. I told a writer in an interview in New York, he said, "What are you aspiring to do?" I said, "I want to be the #1 player in the world." He says, "Then what?" I said, "I'll probably quit." He says, "Quit? Why would you quit if you become #1? I said, "I want to get to the top of the mountain, but I don't want to live there." That's why I respect, Shane Van Boening and some of them that have stayed up there for so long. I couldn't do that. Didn't want to do that. But now that I've reached that level teaching, it's time to move on. So we're going to do a documentary and capture all this stuff that I talk about. I think it's going to be, a serious deal for pool. If you guys remember the movie, there was a documentary called Pumping Iron with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lou Ferrigno. After that documentary, working out, pumping iron, lifting weights, just boomed. And, everybody wants to see another movie, The Hustler or The Color of Money, but, and those were great, but because they showed the underworld part of pool. So what I want to do is show the realistic one, No Hollywood actors. This is going to be real actors, real road players, like myself. I had to be an actor because it was life or death sometimes in the real world. I've told how that happened. I've been knifed twice and stuck up at gunpoint 3 times before I was 23. And, man, I've blocked out some of the most violent things that happened to me. I got hung by the neck by 2 kids, my babysitter's kids, when I was really young, and I would have died, but somebody that worked for my father at his lumber company came out and saved me. But I had rope burns on my neck for about 3 weeks. So, there's a lot of those type attempts on my life for whatever. So I've always laughed and said my guardian angel had to work overtime and had to be a 5th degree black belt in angelic duties. And I appreciate that because, one thing that is real important to overcome is the fear of death. Fear period, but once you overcome the fear of death, there is no more fear. And a lot of this manipulation that we go through and are going through right now, man, there's high level stuff in the movie theaters. Man, when people behind something that appears to be good intentions are worse than the ones they portray as monsters, that's a real issue, especially when 99.9% of the people go along with it. And I can show through history where they've done this over and over and over and over with different things, all the way back to, who was it, Sally Struthers used to do these Feed the Children, and they were all one ethnicity, and it was all mind manipulation. For 70 cents a day, you can feed this child, $21 a month. Man, I bet, like Bono's charity, 1% goes to the actual cause, 99% goes to the people running the charity. if you're going to give money, give it straight to some kids that need it, you know. How about the kids here in this country that are suffering, you know? I could tell you exactly where it's happening, but I can't do it because I'm heavily censored anyway, but I will in person, you know. So if you're in the Sanford, North Carolina area and you want to learn the high-level fundamentals, techniques, and systems that I used to become the ESPN World Champion, nominated one of the top 3 players of the 20th century as far as gambling with Efren Reyes and Earl Strickland, and that was Billiard Digest, and also Player of the Year. You know, I mean, gambling was always my thing, though. I mean, I did well in tournaments, but my passion was the gambling, not the you know, I mean, there's bad parts of it, of course, but there is in all things. There's bad attorneys, there's bad doctors, there's bad everything, stock traders. So, you know, pool hustlers tend to get the brunt of the rumors and pool rooms, you know. And then there is you know, a dark element, but, you know, it seasons you for this world. You know, you can't be raised in a bubble and then go out into this Sanumi is that called life. I wanted to say something else that Dennis Miller said, but I'm trying to keep the profanity down. So anyway, man, I'm having a ball here in North Carolina. This may be my new home, and we're gonna feature this documentary in several places, not only the Speakeasy, but there's several historic places and great personalities that we're going to use. I got the mosquitoes flying around me. But anyway, getting ready to head back down the hill. It's been a great hike. Hope you all are doing well. If you want to learn more about my stuff, masteringpocketbilliards.com. And also the new game that I have that's going to be part of the documentary is shootordare.com, like truth or dare, but it's shoot or dare on a pool table. Anyway, till next time, I'll talk to you soon.